Good morning and welcome to Fridays on the Porch. I am your host, Dr. Katie O'Shea, and welcome back to Season 2 on the Porch, a podcast where we talk about all things holistic health and healing and how we can bring reconnection back to our body. For those of you just joining, I am a physical therapist by background, transitioned over to the Eastern world of Reiki, helping to bring connection through our bodies back to ourselves. On this podcast, I am joined by a bunch of wonderful people who also share those journeys, have been on those journeys themselves, and are helping other people connect with themselves. Today on the porch, I am joined by my friend and colleague, Mikaela Octeau, and I'm just going to put it out right now that I want to call you Octopus Toe because I didn't know how to say your name until about 5 minutes ago.
You did, Octeau.
Okay. I did my checklist of things I had to do on the porch, and now you can take it away.
Oh, no.
She's got this. It's her first Porchcast podcast, video cast.
My first podcast ever.
First podcast ever.
I'm so honored.
I am so honored to be your first podcast. I don't know if this is called a podcast, actually, because it's a video YouTube.
But it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in the 40s decade, so I don't know what you young kids call this stuff, but
it's a podcast.
It's a podcast.
Yeah.
Well, cheers to you, podcast
Cheers.
girl.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. So I met you about a year ago now, right when you joined the Center Life and Balance, where we host our wonderful Porchcast on. Tk you to Susan Drummond for letting us use your porch. And I met you about a year ago when you had just started here.
Yeah.
And so you're coming up on a year. Or you hit a year yet?
Not quite.
Not quite?
I'm honored that you think we've known each other for a year because it's just so natural and
it's so natural.
Connection.
I love that. I love that.
No, I started the beginning of November.
Oh, it's not even 6 months.
No.
Oh, wow. Time flies when you're having fun.
No, seriously, it does.
Okay, wow. So you do a lot of cool things.
Mm-hmm.
You're also a Reiki practitioner.
Reiki master
Newly
now.
minted Reiki
Yeah.
master,
Yay.
right?
Yes.
There you go. Yes. So helping other people become attuned to the beautiful practice of Reiki.
Mm-hmm.
And you do some other cool things.
I do. So a lot of my sessions have sound healing. I love crystal bowls, chimes, anything like that. I do intuitive readings, intuitive guidance. You know, I also do children's sessions and family sessions.
I think that is such a needed space. Now, when you do the children and the family sessions, is it individually separate or is it a combined like family unit?
Well, it's either or because it's child-led. So if the child wants their mother, their sibling, whoever around, then they can be around. And, I offer strictly family sessions where you can have the whole unit of family there intentionally and have, the Reiki, the sound, the whole experience. Or it's like a child, and I had clients come in, children, and then their parents will sit in with them just to give them company and whatnot. And the session just kind of follows their lead. Like I do Reiki, sound, the forks, and whatever order, if they want to touch it, if they want to move, sit, stand, they can do whatever they want.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what ages of children do you see come to you?
Honestly, I'm seeing the older children more than the younger children. Like my kids are 7 and under, and I'm seeing children come in that are older.
Okay.
And they're coming in addition to therapy services. So this is something their therapist recommends to go seek out holistic health and wellness.
Oh, that just makes my whole heart smile.
Yeah. And I'm eager because I know that the younger children will start coming and the parents will be bringing them, especially with those sessions with parent and child.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it helps a lot with connection between them and co-regulation between parent and child. And especially with my youngest, he's 3, and I do a lot of things during my sessions with him at home. And I see it helping so much. So I'm just I know that's going to happen, and I'll have it when it's meant to happen. But once people do start realizing that this can help benefit them and their young children, then they'll come.
And to be able to impact children in those formative developmental years.
I know.
Right? I look at myself as a child, as we all did, who went through things.
Yeah.
Right? And I probably spent my 30s healing those things I went through in my single-digit years. Mm-hmm. But how awesome to be able to get ahead of that.
I know.
And to find a way to, I love that word, co-regulate.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a concept that I had to overcome as an adult was codependence with a parent figure. Do you think, what are your thoughts? Codependence, co-regulation, can you shift from one to the other?
Yeah. Right, yeah. Because codependence yeah, that's depending on your, what is it, your parent.
So codependent is, it's usually, well, you're dependent on that
Yeah.
paternal figure, right? But the codependence usually is on the older adult seeking that child as their companion, as their friend, and bordering that line of parent versus and caregiver versus you are now my caregiver.
Yes.
I am molding you to be my everything and to take care of things.
Yes.
Where co-regulation sounds a little healthier, right? Where like my emotions are mine and your emotions are yours as a child. And just because I'm having mine doesn't mean you can't have yours. And so I think that's an interesting thing to think about, right? Even if you have parents that aren't participating in getting a Reiki session, right? Or getting a sound bath for themselves, or in that space, in that room. So in a way, is healing happening for that individual as well?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I like to believe so. I really think it would depend on the person and how open they are to be receiving that healing. I think that's for any session, any person. But, you know, children are mirroring us. They, you know, we have our own emotions, but a lot of times they pick up on how we feel, what we're doing, like our energy that we're putting off. And so as much as we are our own entity of emotions, an individual person, like children rely so much on the parents' regulation of their own self to then help the child regulate themselves. Like it's like a model, and then like they're seeing that within their parent, and they're like, okay, like that's how you do it, and the energy falls off of the parent to the child, and they're kind of just like back and forth, like a nice flow between the two of them. And then like with the parent able to help co-regulate themselves and the child together, I think like for me personally, it helps me. And I'm going to talk about me now because I can't speak for other parents, but like with me and my children, like it helps me because I'm able to sit and like breathe and just sit with myself and allow myself to feel and have emotions because I'm thinking of my child and how I want them to be able to do that. And then so I'm like taking the time for myself to be able.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Right. So when you're having a moment, a life moment, you got a phone call from somebody and you're wasn't a happy phone call.
Yeah.
But now you have these three beautiful children, mommy.
Yeah.
And you probably want a minute to yourself. So breathing is the strategy you use.
I use a lot of box breathing. I do like 4 breaths in, and then I'll hold it, and then for 2 seconds, and then I'll be out, breathe out for 6 seconds, and then hold it. That's not box breathing. That's another. I just whatever feels most natural. Breathing. If I want to connect to source, to my spirit guides, to my higher self, I'll do like 5-5-5. So I'll breathe in for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, and then breathe out for 5 seconds. I got to give props to Julia Park for that.
Oh, Julia.
She taught me that when she does readings, she's to connect to herself, her higher self. She does that, and ever since she told me that, I've been doing it, and it helps so much. But in those situations, like there was one instance where I'm trying to make my coffee in the morning, and my youngest is climbing on my leg, and I'm overwhelmed because I didn't sleep good, and I'm already frustrated. It's not even their fault. It's just me and my own feelings. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I'm touched out. You're climbing on me. You need me, but I can't even be there for myself right now. Like, what do I do in this moment?
And you're not alone in that. I mean, I'm not a parent. I'm a dog parent, which different legs, different amount of legs, right?
They're relying on you.
But they are, right? And what you just said was so real of what people, you couldn't even be there for yourself. But yet here are these dependent creatures.
Yeah.
Pulling more on you from an already empty tank.
Yep. And so like in that instance, you have to be able to acknowledge that you're like struggling. And a lot of people don't, like I've seen people, they just get worked up more and more, and they're not able to acknowledge like, okay, I'm having a hard time right now. I can't be there for my children or my dog or whoever, my reptiles, whoever I need to take care of, right? Like anyone, anything. If you're a caregiver for an elderly person or a disabled person, like it requires a lot. And if you can't acknowledge that you're up at your limit, your cup is full, and in that moment making my coffee, I'm already like, there's a million things, it seems like stacked against me. What do I do? What I do is I sit there, I close my eyes, and I breathe. And you know what I do is I sit there and I'm like, what am I smelling right now? And it's just so random. My kid's standing there. He's healthy, happy, changed. Nothing's wrong. He's just needing me, right? But in that moment, I need 5 seconds to be there for myself. So I sit there, close my eyes, and I'm smelling. What do I smell? My coffee. It smells so good. And I'm so thankful my coffee smells so good. And I'm so excited to taste my coffee. I'm like, what am I going to taste soon? My delicious coffee. What am I hearing? My kid's laughing in the other room. My child right here is needing me. And I'm so thankful that he's right here and needs me and wants me. And I have these beautiful children around me. I'm standing in my house, in my kitchen, and that you get overwhelmed with that feeling of gratitude because you sit and you're in all 5 senses and you get connected and grounded back to earth. You come back to yourself, you pull the balloon, you're up here, you come back down because you're aware of your surroundings. And then I open my eyes and I'm like, I can be what you need because I was able to take the 5 seconds to regulate myself. So now I can help you regulate yourself because you're upset, you want a banana, or you need help reading a book, or whatever it is that he needed from me. I can now help him and regulate him through his needs because I was able to do it for myself. And it's that co-regulation in that manner.
And that takes 5 seconds, 10 seconds,
Yep.
right? It's such a small amount of time. But I think as humans, we're in a culture of immediacy.
Yeah.
I must immediately help you. I must immediately respond to this need.
Yeah.
But we're not talking a burning building or imminent danger. We're talking life and taking 5 seconds, 5 Mississippis, right?
Yeah.
Just to kind of breathe in, smell that coffee. And I find people think, oh my gosh, to be grateful for coffee sounds so silly, but it does change our mindset. It changes your perception, your thinking, your thought process, your breath work.
Yeah.
And it helps you get back to that space. Like, I like that analogy. Pull the balloon down.
Yeah. Because you're up in the air and you're just like, the feeling of not even being in your body. And I know everybody has that feeling of like, I'm so out of control of how I'm feeling right now, and everything's everywhere. It's because I'm not letting myself understand why I'm feeling this way and what I am actually feeling. And then to be able to sit and process it and to feel it and then pull yourself back down by grounding, breathing, whatever techniques you can to regulate yourself and get grounded and regulate. Your nervous system's sitting there thinking that you're in a burning building when you're actually not. You're just needing to get yourself in a grip and hold on to it,
100%. So here's a question.
Okay.
Why do you think those types of skills, and maybe they aren't, I don't know because I never went to parenting class, but they weren't taught in dog school, right? So why do you think those kind of skills aren't taught in child prep classes, right? Like everyone goes to Lamaze and birthing classes and things of that nature in our traditional Western system, right? Like why? I don't know if we can answer that question today, but
gosh, I don't know. But
wise.
I didn't do the parenting. I read books, and I took a lot of advice from family around me and other mothers. I'm really close with mothers and women in my life, so their advice was beautiful. But when I'm trying to think of, like, I don't know, I just feel like it's taboo still. It's kind of just like, you're a parent, take care of your kid, make sure all their needs are met, and then help yourself when you can. And it's kind of like your kids come first, and they do, but it's also like you can't pour from an empty cup. And they kind of just ignore the well-being of the parent and just expect the parent to be 100% all the time when taking care of their children.
Right.
And a lot of the times when I see people talking about
and we are on the porch, live, unscripted, and unedited, and uncut, which my dear friend Mikaela is having a fit over. But that's what makes the porch fun.
Gosh, Katie.
But there goes our squirrel, the garbage truck. The garbage trucks, believe it or not, don't pick up on the microphone.
Really?
The very first podcast I did with Anne Markel Crozier, the two of us would give each other like the uh-oh eye and then look down, be like, garbage truck. But when people were listening, like, what garbage truck were you guys talking about and seeing? Because they didn't pick up on the video.
Yeah.
We used to be like, garbage truck, we're so sorry. It's just us.
It's just, I can't think, like, when it's like, it's a me.
There's so many distractions.
It's a me thing.
It's like 1,000 squirrels running around behind us.
Right.
And we're trying to focus.
Maybe it wasn't the best for me to be sitting here because I'm just looking at the car. I'm distracted. I'm like, squirrel.
Should I keep moving?
Seriously.
Follow me now. Follow me now. Where am I going? Where am I going? That's what makes the porch fun, because you know what? It's life. And life is not scripted.
Mm-hmm.
Life is not edited. Life is not uncut. The stuff that we see out there that is perfect and no one has wrinkles or dimples or like coffee falling down their face like I have in podcasts, right? Like, that's not life, and this is life. And I think we give a lot of value to our people listening when they see us being human.
I know.
Life gets lifey. We get distracted, right? I'm sure you get distracted playing with your kids or being mom or dad or whatever role it is.
And you took me off guard saying that it wasn't going to be edited. Because I'm like, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, are you being, I thought she was punking me. I'm like, are you serious?
No.
But then, like, you and the intention behind it being unscripted and real, I love that. I stand by it. It's like authenticity and being able to show the true, like, spacing out and thinking and being able to sit and think about a question because I'm like, oh, I haven't thought of that before. And, like, the authentic versions of ourselves is, like, it's easier for people to connect with us.
Yeah.
Like, it's, we're being us, and you, as you, can come and watch this and feel like, you know, they're human.
Yeah. You're a mom that gets me, right? You're a dog mom that gets me.
Right.
You're a person that, oh my gosh, whoa, you spilled coffee down your face too. Cheers to that, right? And that, I want to know who I'm working with. I want to know what people are thinking. And that's the beauty of it, right? Like, oh, you get distracted by garbage trucks? Same.
Me too.
Me too. I mean, I'm usually looking at Amazon and thinking, what did I order today that I should not have? Are they coming to my house? Right? But that's life. And I think as animal parents, human parents, whatever, caregivers to parents, we have moments where we get distracted, where we might be interacting with our caregivee, a recipient of care. Recipient of care.
Yeah.
And we get our ADD moments, our life moments, right? And it's not punishing ourselves because, oh my gosh, I did not give this loved one 100% of my attention. It's refocusing, it's regrounding, it's coming back to self and back to the moment, and giving that loved one permission and education of, hey, guess what? Life happens. There's now going to be an Arnold's bread truck that drives by next, right? Or something that's going to come up, and there's nothing wrong with being curious about your world and also finding ways to interact in that space too. But I think it's just something really cool to celebrate, right? And in the Western world, we sometimes don't do that, right? We talk about attention, we talk about executive function or dysfunction, we talk about ADD, ADHD, hyperactivity, right? We talk about attention and comprehension, all those things. And you need those things to be a functional adult in life and in some sectors, right? But we also are going to have moments where we're just human. And there was another one.
I was trying really hard.
I could watch her face. I was like, she is sitting here doing her nod, and she's like, yellow truck, yellow truck. Here it goes. You're doing so good. I'm so proud of you.
There's also a squirrel playing over there. I keep seeing them.
My goal for this porch cast is that we will be joined by, like, I think it'll be a Snow White moment.
Oh my, like the birds.
Yes, like birds are my spirit animal, and I would love nothing more than a bird to just land on my head.
Yeah, we should have like a hat with like
truly my life goal in life.
And just sit.
And when you see me without an eye the next time, you know what happened. I reached my bucket list. A bird sat on my shoulder.
Oh my god.
You know, we talk about those things, and we were talking about why in the traditional upbringing model, parents aren't given the tools in that learning how to parent class, right? Of attention and things we just talked about, right? And you were saying you learned so much from the lineage and the passed down and the people above you, which is a beautiful thing, right? But it's interesting for folks who maybe don't have that, or, you know, for whatever reason might be, our way that we teach people to be adults, we kind of leave out the part of, hey, you're human. You're not going to get it right 100% of
you know, as you're talking, I'm thinking, and I feel like a lot of stuff I've learned from my mother and my mother's mother and, you know, women in my life, I did, but I think a lot of it was learning through my own trial and error and humanness. And I feel like some of the stuff, like there's an issue with it not being taught, but some of the stuff you just kind of have to figure out on your own. and like you need to heal and you need to realize trauma comes up, and you know, instances with your kids and they get diagnosed with something or they're having issues at school or whatever. You just have to have experience to be able to learn what works best for you, and being able to talk with other people who are human and are going through similar things, to be like, you know what, that worked for you, then it's going to work for me. And that's the lineage of like mother to mother, to be able to learn from each other and implement it. Because it's like, I don't know, it's just once the parent classes in Western medicine catches up with the needs of the mental health and well-being of parents, I hope that it will, and it will come eventually. But like right now in society, it's not there, and we need it. So I think what we need is a community of people and women and parents where like we can turn to and be like, you know what, I experienced that same thing you do. I went to all these parenting classes. They didn't teach me about that. They taught me about diaper rash. They didn't teach me about, you know, my own stuff or whatever it may be.
Sleep deprivation.
Right. Or sleep training, whatever it is. And then it's like through community and through communication with other human, totally normal people, are we able to connect and learn and be able to have discussion and problem solve. And that worked for you, it didn't work for me. So what can I take from you and then implement it with my own children, you know, and then learn. And it just, lately I've been so caught up on like community in the sense of like being with other people, and like we need that, and a lot of people don't have that.
It's really scary how many people don't have community.
And I'm so familiar with that. I am from Connecticut, living in New Jersey. My husband's in the Air Force. Segueing. I have 3 kids. I don't have family around. I had my 3 kids in Florida, you know,
totally different place,
really far away from Connecticut. You know, I was 20 when I had my first child. I got married at 18.
Yeah, when you told me this, I was like, oh my gosh, you're a baby.
Yes. No, my husband was 17. His dad had to sign for him. I was like,
remember, this is unedited, unscripted.
It's okay. It's the military life, man. And it in that moment of our lives, it's what we had to do for ourselves. Like I was in such a place where I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be here anymore. Like I was so lost, and he was that, like, so I would have met him in any form. Like if he was somebody else, I would have met his soul no matter what. And I always say I would have married you, I would have been with you. If it wasn't when we were 17 and 18, or we were 40 and 45, it would have happened. But we got married, moved to Florida.
They're not picking up on it, but
I can't. That was a big one.
Oh, wow.
That was a big
That's what she said. Unscripted. Sorry.
Hey,
sorry. It's YouTube. It's different. I hope. Don't arrest me if it's not. Yeah, that was like a whole.
That was a big one.
That was. Why are you putting me in a place that
took me off guard?
That one really got me, and I saw it in the windshield, in the window, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't gonna go
Also,
well."
you can see everything too.
I sure can, but I see it in faster blur, I think, because it's a reflection.
That would give me dizzy.
And I see it in your glasses, and so it's really challenging my executive function right now. But we are caffeinated up and focusing.
All right.
So you would have met your husband in any life community.
Yes, okay. I think I'm gonna get deep.
That's
fine with me. Okay.
I'm doing it. Remember, we're unedited, so I'm not giving you it to edit it. So you gotta be vulnerable.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Everything that I'm saying right now I'm totally okay with anybody hearing. But yeah, it was just, I was having such a hard time. I was going through a lot at home. My home life was chaotic. I was going through traumatic situations, and he was like that glimmer of hope. And he was going through his own stuff, and we both were kind of like trauma bonding. And like I realize now that it wasn't healthy when you look back at like a previous a relationship in the past. I'm like, okay, that wasn't healthy. But like looking over the last 10 years of being together, it's like we have gone through so much. We have grown together. We have been there for each other the entire time, in every milestone: marriage, 3 kids, miscarriages, diagnosis, sickness, illness. Like we have been like this the entire time. And that is the sense of community that I had, was each other, as hard as that was, because we didn't have, you know, someone down the street, a village to help raise our children. We were the village. We were the glue that holds our family together, because for our children we had to be that. And we had to find that within other people, you know, other parents with children. And even not able to find that it was still so important to make sure our kids felt secure and feel secure in their home, even being raised with, you know, grandma can't come over on a random Friday and hang out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Those are, I mean, that's just, you know, you sit here and you hear people tell about their lives and their journeys, right? And you realize how, you said the word trauma bond, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I think about, because I definitely have trauma bonded with quite a few, and then you want trauma bond and all those things. And you sometimes wonder, like, is that really how we form relationships, right? And friendships and community, because you're bonding over something similar.
Yeah.
Whether it's a strong dislike or a strong like of something, there's usually a strong end of something pulling you together. And it's true, when you have that bond and that community, sometimes it's for a season, a reason, or a lifetime, you have that community, right? But having that person with you through that is huge. And sometimes community grows, like you and your husband, you know, you've grown up together, and you guys have chosen to grow together, and you're still together.
Yeah.
Where when your community doesn't grow with you, we kind of get into that community of a reason or a season, and we outgrow that community, and now we have to find a new community. But then there's all those feelings probably internally that whether we can verbalize, accept, whatever the word is, right? Like, oh, I failed because those people don't like me, or I'm not friends with those people anymore. Focus on me. There's a siren. Just look right here. Gonna keep moving for you. Right? Now the siren went away, and you probably all don't hear a siren, just like Katie is losing her mind. Right, but you think about, right, like there's a siren. It wasn't me. Yesterday I was speeding, not today.
I thought I was going to get pulled over on the way here today.
I got pulled over yesterday. Thank you to the wonderful officer who came to my rescue. And was very kind to me in a very bad moment of need. But here we are. We're grateful for that community that keeps us safe and reminds us to keep ourselves in check. But when our community changes through our life, right? And I don't know about you. I've got a couple decades on you, and I have found in my life that my community has changed. Sometimes in my own direction, and other times in other people's directions. And it's hard when you fall out of community with people, right? And I think that's, if you think about that from a standpoint now as a parent with a child with or without special needs, right? And you're going through life and growing up, and now the people that were your life vest or your community all of a sudden aren't there. That impact and that spiral that it has on yourself and then your home, and really taking that time for yourself to bring yourself back to you and what you need is really huge.
It's I always say, like, my situation is unique because it's like it's unique, and I don't know a lot of other people with similar situations as I do, so I have a lot of people where I can, like, relate to little bits and pieces of their life and kind of use that to, like, you know, feel like human normalcy and be able to ground myself that way. And I'm saying the importance of community, because as much as I tried, like I was saying, to have that, we didn't have that often. So my community was social media at times. Like, I met people online and were able to bond over in, like, subreddits or Facebook groups or mom groups or, you know, feeds of accounts and whatever. And that was a sense of community for me. But it was still very isolating, and it was still very hard to learn everything, because I think even if you are with physical people in a community and people that love and care for you physically in close proximity, it's just, there's something so isolating and lonely about parenthood, and I think even life right now. It just feels so, like, you get to that point where it's like, what the heck? Like, it's like what that, like, what? I'm trying everything, I'm doing everything, I'm like, I don't know what to do, and you're in that moment of, like, I can't even put it into words, but it's it
happens, right? And it happens to all of us, and so many of us don't want to talk about it. Or you think, oh, this just must be what you do in life, so I just gotta stuff it down and put something on top of it. Buy something, eat something, smoke something, drink something, whatever, right? And we numb it down just to kind of, like, get through the day.
Yeah.
But when we take the opportunity to breathe, reconnect with ourselves,
Yeah.
sometimes it helps momentarily.
It does help.
Sometimes it helps long term. Sometimes
Yeah.
you have to keep doing the breath work.
Well, I always say that
every
like
minute.
the breath work and the like quick fixes are like the when you really need like an SOS. Like you're like, help me, I am like in the red already. I need something to like take me back down. Like that's like what I'll do to like ground myself in that situation. But like to regulate and get in a good routine and like consistent long term help, it's like waking up in the morning and meditating, or sitting and just sitting with myself and thinking of everything I'm grateful for, and sitting in that thought and energy of gratitude. And that's big for me, because if I sit in that attitude and energy of gratitude, then the world is your oyster. Like you're in the energy of receiving. And going off topic, I go everywhere. Like my brain works like there's
She's
a
like
tree.
the main street.
My brain's
thought coming in. Tell
like,
me.
yes, the main street, and my thoughts are all the driveways.
Oh god, we have a lot of driveways here. All right, let's go.
My gosh, what was I even saying? See, there's a brain fart.
Oh. I'm a distracting squirrel. So sorry. Commercial break.
Hold on, I'm loading.
Thinking.
Late diagnosed ADHD here, so this is the process. This is real life.
This
right?
is real life. Undiagnosed over here, despite my attempts to be. They say I'm not.
Oh, yeah, but that was, it's a hard.
Did you ever hear the one, stick your tongue on the roof of your mouth and your thought's supposed to come back? That's your straw. Stick your tongue like right behind your teeth, and then it's supposed to help your thought come back.
It's not working.
It's not.
Wait.
With the driveways.
Give me something else and it'll come back. So we'll segue into it, because
something we you talked about in the very beginning were when you're regrounding yourself, the senses.
Oh wait, I know now. Oh, the long-term things. Okay, so, and I say meditate in the morning as if I do it all the time. I don't. I have the intention of doing it all the time, but I don't. But what I mean is like doing something for you to fill your cup up energetically. Like if that's like getting off your phone at a certain point, not picking it up in the morning for a certain time, or journaling, or writing down things you're grateful for, and just doing things on a regular daily basis to get in the routine of sitting in that energy of gratitude, and like you're so thankful for the life that you have. And then you wake up and you're around your children and your dog or whatever, and you're like, despite and everything, I'm so grounded and regulated right now that anything could happen and I'm okay. And even if something does happen and it triggers you, so a lot of the things that I need to do, those breathing and the like senses thing to ground myself, is when I'm triggered. And so recognizing that I am getting triggered, and then like being able to step away from that and go in my room, my kids are safe and fine, you shut the door for 2 minutes and you eliminate from the situation and you regulate that way. And that's a good way to like stop it before it gets to the red zone. And if it gets to the red zone, like when I was making my coffee and I was just so over it, then it's like you have to stop in that moment and do like the rescue saving, like grounding or breath work. So like to me, there's like different stages, and I kind of have like a toolbox of how to keep calm in the chaos. And so it's like before it happens, and like catching the trigger, and then when you're already triggered, you don't catch it soon enough, and then like what can you do in that moment besides scream, besides blow up, because that's what, like for me, that's what I don't want. I grew up with that. I'm triggered from my kids' behavior because of my own past experience, and it triggers me. And what I know best, not best, but what I know from my past is to react the way that was reacted to me.
Learn by example.
Right. Yeah. And so, but that caused extensive trauma and things with me. So I don't want to be doing that. So you have to catch it and then change and reparent. And reparent yourself through the trauma, and then parent your children how you deserve to be parented. And that is so big for me. And I swear to you, I look at my kids and they do something and I'm like, you remind me a lot of myself right now. And I look at them and when I am regulated, because I'm telling you, when you're not regulated, there's no way to like catch it. But if you are enough, you have one foot on the ground, that's still grounded. And in that moment, I see my child and I'm like, you have big feelings right now. And I wasn't allowed to have feelings. My feelings were pushed down. You were get over it, like that type of thing. And I'm like, how would I want to be treated in this moment. And it's a hug, it's
Mhm.
physical connection, it's a shoulder, it's listening, it's whatever that child needs. And it's just, I'm able to parent me, and it's so healing, parent me through my child.
That's beautiful.
It's I didn't know this in the beginning of my parenthood journey.
Mm.
Like, I had my first 7 years ago,
Yeah.
and then my middle's 5 and the baby's 3. And over time you learn, like I said, through experience, like what triggers you, how to change your parenting based on each child and their differences, and then based on like you and your life. And once you realize and you're starting to heal yourself, and you all that trauma comes up, and you figure out why, what's going on, and then you can break the curse, break the cycle.
Yep.
And that is every second of my day, of my life, is what I think about. It's my motivation. It is my literal life force, is to make sure that I am there to regulate my kids when they need it, co-regulation. I'm there to provide for them in all their basic needs and necessities, but also emotionally, and allow them to be safe and comforted and nurtured in a way that children deserve to be. Every human deserves to have that level of care and not to be treated how a lot of us were treated.
100%.
And that's, as a stay-at-home mom until the last 6 months, that was my job. My full-time job was making sure that I was there to provide and be there for my children.
And now you've created a great growth and career and space where you get to share that with other people and help them do those things too, which I'm so proud of you for. And someone who has also worked and working on breaking the cycle, right? It's beautiful to see, and it's exciting to think about the next generation and what they get. But I feel like we probably are close to our time. I'm going to pretend to look like I can tell. I can't see. Probably should make an eye doctor's appointment. Oh yeah, I think we're good.
I can keep going. Now I'm in a roll. Okay, there should be a part 2.
I was just going to say it. Let's do it. Part 2 on the porch. Okay, you'll sit here the next time.
Maybe we'll do it. Yeah.
Well, so season 2 of podcast on the Fridays on the Porch is actually a portable podcast. So if you have a porch, we can come to you. We may do our back porch.
Yeah.
A little more scenic. So stay tuned, because Mikaela Octeau will be back with her toe.
Thank you.
On the porch, any porch. But in the meantime, for anyone who wants to connect with you, what is the best way for them to reach out and to connect and to come see you for services?
Yeah, so I'm on social media. Instagram and TikTok are both ethereal.energetics, like not DOT, but the dot, the period. Ethereal.energetics on Instagram and TikTok, and I'm on there often.
She posts a lot. She inspires me to post more.
I love it. I love connecting with people on there. My website is etherealenergeticshealing.com, and you can book a session through there. It brings you to my booking link. And book session there. That's my social media.
Perfect. And I will link all of that below our YouTube caption. Well, Mikaela, thank you for joining me on the porch. A chilly porch, but nonetheless on the porch. Freezing cold. And all of our distractions and fun. And congratulations on your first podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting it be unedited.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be good though.
It's going to be great. And cheers to a great day.
Yay. Thank you, my love.
Thank you.
Yay.